As I stand here in this holy place, our beautiful sanctuary, still decorated from Christmas celebrations, I'm full of so much gratitude for the members and friends of this congregation who help make this season so joyful and meaningful. The worship and study, the love and prayer, the beautiful music, the decorations, the delicious treats, the artwork displays, the presents, food, blankets, and monetary gifts for those in need make a huge difference in people's lives. And I'm so proud and thankful for the people of Grace. We now turn in January and February to stewardship season. Our annual stewardship drive begins now and will go through the end of the month. The annual report of all that God has accomplished in us and through us will be available on January 19th, and then we will be asked to turn in our estimates of giving for 2025 on January 26th during that combined worship service. We ask that you prayerfully consider what God would have you give. What we do here is vitally important to our community and the world, and we can't do all we want to do without your generous contributions. For the last 45 years, our church has been a beacon of hope to the Plano community and beyond. And as we seek to continue to shine brightly, we need to make investments which go above and beyond our annual giving. There are projects we need to accomplish that are not doable in an operating budget. Therefore, we are also beginning a capital campaign. This is an initiative to raise $838,000 over 3 years. I'd like to highlight just a few of the projects. I want to be able to hang this sign on one of our bathrooms. We claim we invite everyone, but how can we invite everyone if there's not a place for them to use the bathroom? We need an ADA accessible bathroom. Our fire system is not up to code, and that to me is a no-brainer. Safety is very important, and we want to bring it up to code and fix what is not up to code before it fails. And it will fail at some point, and it is so much cheaper to do it when it is planned than when it is an emergency. We also want to expand our kitchen into a much more workable space so that we can celebrate with food more and more. And what an unthreatening way to invite someone into our community to experience Christ's love. We invite them to dinner. We also need to improve our AV and streaming capabilities. In fact, we tried to make a video of me making this announcement. And what we should have done is filmed the making of the video, which turned out to be a comedy sketch. And I think donations for AV would have rolled in if you could have seen all that happened. And finally, the crew gave up and agreed that I'm much better in person than on video. There are several more projects we plan to do, which will be outlined in our brochure. All are important to living into our Vision 2030 that we introduced last year. All are important to me as I lead and represent our church family to value inclusion, learning, faith, prayer, and community. As I grow to understand the gospel more and more, it is clear that it is all about God's unbounded love for us and God's grace in action as God comes to us in the person of Jesus Christ. That's what we strive to be about as a church, and that's what we are calling our capital campaign, Unbounded Love, Grace in Action. These projects we seek to undertake will all make a difference in how we proclaim God's unbounded love and who we can reach with our grace in action. Gifts to this campaign will be over and above our giving to the annual budget. We are not going to incur any more debt to accomplish these projects. Every project we do, we will have the cash in hand for it. A packet will arrive in your mailbox soon, including a brochure with important dates ahead and 2 commitment cards a white one for the annual operating budget that we will present before the Lord in worship on January 26th, and a purple one for the capital campaign that we will present before the Lord in worship on the last Sunday in February. There will be open forums about these projects here live January 12th and 19th, and on Zoom in between. You're welcome to come and ask questions and get more detail than is in the brochure. So our stewardship and capital campaign teams, again, just ask a simple thing of all of you. Will you ask God, what do you want to do through me? Will you join me in praying that prayer each and every day? Will you be open and obedient to the answer that God's Spirit might give? And will you be counted among those who are writing the next chapter in the life of Grace Presbyterian Church? Again, I'm so very thankful and amazed at what God has done in us and through us here at Grace. Each of us is an important part of it, and I can't wait to see what God will do in 2025.